Okay, today is a very cloudy day, as you can see. Last night or yesterday evening, it was raining cats and dogs. Raining's been on and off this week, but yesterday, like I said, it was pouring. So, and it looks like it's wanting to rain again. So a lot of times when people work on bow drill, it's like, can I find the appropriate wood after it's rained? Hand drill is a whole nother story. I'm not talking about hand drill. I'm talking about bow drill today. So what we're going to do, I want you to stick around. I want you to find out what happens, find out what I find. Let's see if this works, and we're going to go from there. So stick around. So the first thing you want to look for is wood that's off the ground. That's one thing. And then also make sure it's wood that's been dead. However, you don't want it to be rotting, okay? Because if it is, it's going to soak up moisture and it's going to be hard to get an ember. So like this piece of wood here, for example, this piece of wood is off the ground, but it's dead. I'm sorry, it's rotting. So you can see how soft that is. And when I poke my fingernail in it, you know, that thing, it's too soft, and it just would not be able to get a good ember. Or an ember at all, because it just holds too much moisture. So we're going to look for, again, wood that's been dead for a while, so it's had time to get its natural moisture out. Wood that's off the ground, okay? Anything we get is going to be wet, okay, unless you just find something under a shed. But we're not out here, we're in the woods, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, so behind me I have a limb. If I can show you in here, it's hanging right here. Whoops, it's trying to do this in reverse. There it is, right there. It's hanging. So I want to just kind of give you an idea that this is hanging. It's been dead. There's no leaves on it or anything like that. So I'm gonna shoot for that one. I'm gonna pull that down and get it processed, and we're gonna go from there. So like this piece right here, there's an open piece here where moisture can get inside, and that'll make that wood wet. So I probably won't use that part. But up here, see this underside? That seems okay. I mean, honestly, there's some bark on it. Bark can hold moisture. But we're gonna probably try to do some drying cycles on our bow drill, and hopefully that'll dry out some of that exterior moisture, because we just need just the exterior part that we're gonna be creating dust. We need that to be dry. So let me get this down. We're gonna take a look at the wood, see what pieces are good. I might even be able to use some smaller pieces. We'll go from there. Hey, this right here, while we're at it, this is what you call farkleberry. Sounds weird. It's in the blueberry family. This is one of the things you can use for treatments of sugar diabetes, from the book I read in Mountain Medicine. So I believe that's farkleberry. So anyway, kind of neat having and knowing your resources around your home. So, all right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to see if I can process one of these pieces down. We'll go from there. I'll show you part of that processing. All right, being that it rained recently, again, yesterday evening it was downpour, I've come out into this field, and there's this kind of this switchgrass, broom straw, and you think the wind has kind of been blowing. So what this top section has had time to really start to dry out. Obviously that's not to say there's not 100% gone, but I'm gonna cut out and use this. This is gonna be my tinder to get my ember started. So basically go through, and I'm gonna assess this branch. I want to see if I can find, and I want to see if I can find the driest sections. That may mean I have to cut a section here and take off the outer section, like trim it away and get what's interior. But we'll see what's available. So I'm just looking over this. And I'll get my knife out. I mean, that thing is, I can feel the moisture inside that right there. But I think as I get deeper into my tree, my hope is that it'll be better. So, but we'll see. I think what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna take off a section here, trim this down, and use that, and go from there. So let's give that a go. So I've got two sections. I've got a section here. I've got to do oh yeah, see, on the inside, it feels a lot drier. So take a section there, and I will give me a long piece here. Now, when I start processing this down, I'm gonna need to make sure I keep my materials dry, so that's why I brought this out. All right, now I've got to do a section for my spindle. I think what I'm gonna do is go from here to here. Or either from here to here. I like a longer spindle. I don't like a short spindle, even though I've used them before. But let me, I'll tell you what. I might use this for my spindle, but I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. This feels dry. Like, believe it or not, this piece was pulled out, and see, it's been under the canopy in the woods. And it's like a hollow, when you hear that hollow kind of sound, and it's a hardwood, this is oak. So oak's probably, I know a lot of people use softer woods, but in a situation like this hardwood might keep it tighter where less moisture gets in. So that might be where your oak comes in a lot more handy. And I've used oak, many times with bow drill, so. All right. Yeah, so this actually might do the trick. Seems nice. Okay, I have here a board and two potential spindles. I like using this to help my blade so I don't dig into the dirt. Gotta make it round. Process this. I know you guys probably don't want to see all this, so I'm gonna stop the video. What I do is I go around it, I spin, and I take off just little pieces. This is why I love this block here. Now you can use a stump or another bigger log or something. I've done that before, but I just go around and I just taper the ends here. Okay. Now my sharper end. So my bearing block end, notice I'm taking longer strokes when I'm going around. Let me smooth that out. I'm taking longer strokes when I go around my piece. And I take a slice off, and then I spin slightly, slice off, and spin just like that. And I'll keep sharpening it that way. And I just get a good sharp point by doing that, okay? And I just notice how it just keeps sharper and sharper, smaller and smaller end. Now, as I get closer toward the end, I'm gonna take smaller strokes because I got to narrow this thing down here. Okay, let's sharpen it just. So there is my point for my bearing block end, and there's my hearth board end right there. All right, now for my hearth board. I'm gonna cut this about I'm gonna make a cut here, okay? And now, one thing you can do is you can take it. Sometimes you can break it. Look at there. You see that? I cut it and then just smacked until I got that. Boom, saves a lot of time. Now, I'm gonna trim off this outer bark here. This outer bark holds a lot of moisture, so I gotta get rid of it. So you're gonna look like something like that. Let me trim off. So now, let's go ahead and do some kind of a burn in and move everything out of the way. First, I gotta make my divot. So this is a piece of fat lighter here, and I'm gonna give it a little, I'm gonna just do this a little trim here with my hatchet. Hatchets just make haste of processing wood down, so you don't need a hatchet to do this, obviously. Okay, so I've just got it where I can do a little hand hold here, and I'm gonna put a little divot inside of this. That's gonna where I'm gonna put that's where my spindle's gonna go. So you can see a little divot there, and my spindle for my bearing block is gonna be right there. So you see that? All right. Now let's create a divot. I'm gonna create a divot here, just kind of measuring out where basically it's gonna go. And I'm just basically slightly off center, off center, something like that. Should be fine. So I'm probably maybe somewhere in there. Okay, now I've got a little divot, just something for this to sit in until I can get it burnt in. So I might have to redo that, but we're gonna try it as it is. Move this out of the way. Got my bow here. See what we're looking at on tightness. Ooh, a little too tight. So I need to adjust my bow string here. So the way I'm gonna do this, I do one wrap if I can get away with it. It's just less string to get tangled. Sometimes they wrap in itself. And I do one wrap, I pull it tight to see where I'm at. Hold it. Then I'll pull it just a little bit further because this 550 cord will stretch a little bit. So I'm gonna pull it just a hair further. And now I wrap it around wrap it around my bow. And then I usually end it with something like a clove hitch. And tighten it up. So. All right, so let's give it a go. Hand hold. Whoops. Might have to make my divot deeper, but I think I'll be okay. Let's see. Yeah, now, here's where I'm not getting in a hurry, because I've got to heat this thing up until I see smoke, and then I'm going to let it sit for a second. So like right now, I'm already seeing smoke, and I'm going to let it sit and dry, and then I'm going to go again. And these are called drying cycles. So again, I see smoke, let off, let it dry. I'll do this about, let's do it maybe 5 times. So that's 2 times. And it might take several drying cycles. All right, that's my 3rd time. And all I'm doing is I'm letting it dry in this divot and on the tip of my spindle. I don't have to dry the whole board, although that would be helpful. I just have to dry the piece that I'm working with. Smoke. Lift it up. Let it sit. And go again. Smoke, let it up. Let it dry and go again. I put some pressure earlier, but not needing to do a lot of pressure. Just trying to make smoke. Okay, smoke, let it dry. Okay, and go again. And that'll be good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my divot now. We'll set this over here. Okay. Got some good black smoke. getting there. All right, now I've created my divot here. I'm gonna go ahead and flare out this bottom. Okay, I've flared out my bottom there. All right. I'm gonna use this as my catch. See if I can get that to sit right there. All right, now we've done several drying cycles, and we're gonna go ahead and try to heat this thing back up. And look at that. I mean, it's doing great with this fat lighter. So we're gonna put this here. And again, I'm just not overexerting myself. You can hear that squeaky. It's looking pretty good. The dust, I think, may have some moisture because I see it caking up, but that's okay. That sometimes heats it up because it sticks right there near the spindle. Not overexerting myself, y'all. Not overdoing it. Just steady. That's it. It's looking good. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and put some pressure. Looks like I got an ember. Yep, I did. So, all right, so here you go. You guys, see if you can see that right there. There's my ember. So, again, that's with wet wood. Well, you know, it rained, it poured yesterday, It's been, you know, it's a lot, so pretty tickled about that. So then the question remains is, you know, can you get an ember right after it rains? Yeah, I mean, it's 1:09. It rained yesterday evening pretty hard. So, I mean, I'm not immediately after, obviously, but rain doesn't always mean you can't do it with a bow drill. So, all right, thanks for watching. Now, let's go ahead, see if I can get this thing. Okay, take my ember here. Drop it here. Now, this I've learned when I'm doing this, I don't blow it as much anymore. Not saying I wouldn't ever, but it just seems to work better for me when I do this. Oh, goodness. Ooh. And there's the flame right there, y'all. So, it is possible to get a fire going after it rains with a bow drill. Boom, there it is. So, keep trying, keep giving it a shot. Have fun, that's the most important thing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. God bless you. Jesus loves you.